All right, so welcome to Divergent Resilience. And this is our first episode. So, this is a collective voice. My name is T. Marie, and tonight marks a new beginning. This isn't just another mental health podcast. This is a space for real people with real emotions and real growth, a space where we question what society calls normal and ask, what if resilient doesn't mean pretending to be fine, but daring to evolve differently? Hmm. So take a deep breath and settle in, and maybe get yourself a light candle or pour you some tea, because we're about to explore what it truly means to be resilient in a world that is often lost in humanity. When I chose the name Divergent Resilient, it came from two truths. So let me tell you about what we're going to do first. I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's going on, tell you about where Divergent Resilient came from, how are we going to navigate for the next few weeks, right? And every week we're going to explore different things. But to start this, divergent means to go in a different way, to separate from the pattern, to be different. And resilient means to bend without breaking, like a rubber band. If you were to take a rubber band and pull it and then let it snap, it'd recover. So resilient means to bend without breaking, to recover, to rise. Together they mean to rise differently. We don't have to live in what society tells us is the norms. We're going to live in what the very essence of who we are. We live in a time where conformity is rewarded and authenticity is questioned. I mean, when I ask people, hey, how do you know that's true? They go, I've seen it on TikTok. And trust me on this, I love me some TikTok. But we're in a space where conformity is just new. It's just like real for us. And authenticity isn't. But people think it's authentic. So we're told how to think, how to grieve, how to heal, and somehow how to be happy. What the heck? But resilience isn't one size fits all. It's deeply personal, it's cultural, it's spiritual, and creative. Divergent Resilience asks, what would happen if we stopped chasing the image of success and started nurturing the soul of humanity instead? I mean, we are we, right? I started this because I kept seeing the same patterns, people burning out, numbing out, and checking out emotionally. I kept seeing people talk about how they were emotionally drained and how they felt like um, they would always say, "Oh, I'm triggered, I'm triggered, I'm triggered," and I'm not trying to invalidate anything, but it left me in a place of going, "Where's the resilience in the people that I know and the new generations to come? What's going on?" People are checking out. They're checking out of their own strengths. So we have more technology, more conveniences, more access than ever, but less connection, less empathy, less rest. Somewhere along the line, we confuse productivity with purpose. Hmm. Well, and that's where divergent resilience comes in. This isn't about fixing people, it's about rehumanizing the conversation, remembering that emotion, faith, creativity, rest, and relationships are the real matrix of well being. I want to take this space to remind you that you're not crazy, you're not like broken for being tired, anxious, sensitive, or introspective. You're human. And that's really sacred. That's my human granddaughter. This is an authentic podcast. It's just genuine. And that's what makes it sacred. I'm not going to pretend to be something that I'm not. I'm going to be everyday, authentic me. And so let's bring this forth from philosophical to practical. Resilience doesn't only happen in therapy or self help books, it happens in small, mindful rituals that reset our nervous system and reconnects us to real life. Maybe for you, it's stepping into your hot bath after a long day. Feeling the steam rise from eucalyptus, opening up your lungs and tension melts away. Maybe it's the smell of roses. Maybe it's the sweet smell of cinnamon. Sometimes taking and putting cinnamon on a sheet and putting it in your oven and just letting it resonate. Maybe that's what brings you back to homeostasis. Maybe it's journaling besides a window or taking a sunset walk with your phone left at home. That's right, left at home. I know it's hard, but it's doable. I remember a time when we didn't have phones, and now we seem to be so connected to them, we can't figure out how we're going to live without them. And that's unfortunate. It interrupts our sleep. Most of us that are addicted to our phones and constantly have to do things on our phone can't sleep good at night. We have insomnia, we have something going on, we have all kinds of things going on, but our phones, definitely our phones, are controlling us. We don't want to be in a space where technology controls us. We want to be in the space where we control technology. However, let's move on. Maybe, just maybe, it's prayer for you, breath work for you, or your favorite song that instantly grounds you. These are micro moments of recovery, and they seem really small, but they train your body to remember safety and peace, even in chaos. That's divergent resilience in action, right there. I want to give a shout out to my music. My playlist is Neo Soul. I'll put the information down at the bottom if you like the music in the back. I want to give the shout out to the appropriate person who put this playlist together. I honor them. I honor this music. So, if we zoom out, our entire society is in a resilient crisis. Really, it truly is. We've normalized constant stimulation, outrage, and division, but suppress curiosity, grace, and rest. We don't give anybody grace for anything. We live in a society that says, we're a cancel culture. We'll cancel you because we don't like what you have to say. We've learned that it's our way or no way. We're all part of a team or we're not. We all have to move. It's like the term cattle fodder. Did you know? Did you know that cattle will see the cattle in front of them, like have to be slaughtered and then stay in line to be slaughtered as well? Did you know that? I believe it's goats. Could be sheeps. Yep, I believe it might be sheeps. And that's why you have to have a sheep herder. Yep. Because the sheeps will just go, and if one sheep falls off of a cliff, the other one will fall too. And the other one be like, "Woo, Sam fell down. Me too, Clip." And then the other one will go, "Yeah, look at that. Kim fell down. Me too." I'm just saying, that's where we are. That's the space that our society is in. That we feel as though if Jim and Jerry jump off the cliff, we have to go too. It's that old saying when we were kids, we'd say, but Kim did it. And my mama would say, yeah, but I'm not Kim's parent. And if Kim jumped off the bridge, does that mean you go too? Well, it's like now we've taken that into consideration to go, that's truth. And it's not. It's never truth. We have our own minds, our own hearts, our own everything. We are ourselves. We're collective, as though it takes a village, it takes a team to kind of go, you know what, we can do all this together. But it also takes your individualism to say, yeah, but I see it this way. I see that everybody has black umbrellas, but I really like my yellow one. I see that everybody is wearing Louis Vuitton, but I like my Michael Kors purse. I know that the new thing is this, but I can't even say Kmart. Kmart doesn't exist. No. But I like let's say it because it doesn't exist. I don't think, not around here. I like my Kmart jeans, right? And it's okay. It's okay that if there are some brands that I have that are absolutely beautiful and they are no namers, they are cheaper than cheap, and I'm just in love with them. And it's okay to be me because I just like it. And it's okay to be me that if I really enjoy the expensive earrings because I like the way they feel, like the way they look on my ear, and I like the fact that my ears don't hurt, my head doesn't hurt. That's okay. I wear it for that reason and not the reason because, oh, you gotta wear them because everybody else does. We are individual people. So normalizing constant stimulations and normalizing um, not being able to be ourselves, that's not okay. What would happen if we relearn how to pause, to actually listen before we responded, to actually practice constructive self-criticism, to say, how could I change? To actually think critically. What? It is a skill to have critical thinking. And it's a skill that we all can use. But instead, we're getting lazy in today's society. I don't want to think about it. I was getting attached to my chat GPT, all my AI stuff. And I get up every morning going, okay, now what do I do today? Okay, can you go ahead and write this for me? And I was like, wait, I'm smarter than this. I don't have to wait for AI to tell me. It took a smart being like myself in order to make AI. So don't cut yourself short. If we actually listened before responding, if we actually had cared for one another beyond labels and politics or performance, who cares if I'm black and you're white and we are best friends? Who cares if you're Democrat and I'm Republican and we still are each other's friends? Who cares if I'm Indian and you're Asian or Native American? Because that's a difference. Indian and Native American, and we're best friends, or we fell in love with each other. We're not practicing labels and politics. We're practicing, we're people. We're a human race. True resilience on a global level starts with micro healing in the individual. Every time you choose compassion over judgment, honesty over pretending, rest over burnout, you are rebuilding the human race from the inside out. I speak this from experience. So I know, oh yeah, I know. One day at a time, one moment of a time. That's the heartbeat of Divergent Resilience. It's not just a podcast, it's a quiet revolution. So, here's why you should stay on this journey with me. I'm going to get better and better with time. Each week, we'll take one layer of life: mental, emotional, spiritual, creative, and so on, and ask, how can we rise differently here? Well, we'll have some guests, some stories to tell, and an honest conversation about things that actually matter to us. We're not going to be sugarcoating it or using cookie cutters because life ain't a cookie cutter. From emotional recovery and trauma healing to identity, culture, faith, and how to create peace in a noisy world. Next, next time we meet next week, we'll dive into men's mental health and the art of being seen. You know, men are people too. And men have this demeanor and they put on this facade like, no, I don't need to cry. I don't need to do this. I don't need to do. But you know what? They came out just like women, crying, wanting mama to kiss them boo-boos. Men love hugs and affection and intimacy as well. They love to be heard and they love to be seen and they love to be strong. And we as a community can do that. We as women can do that. We as other brothers can encourage that. Instead of always saying, y'all, man, you gotta be strong by this. I don't care about that chick. You know, she was a be all anyway, right? We don't have to do that when we can say, man, lesson learned. Man, that was a lesson learned. and move on. There's somebody out there better for you. There's no reason for men to be out there acting jaded and acting like they not bothered by being worse than what they were. I was watching some video and the man was saying, I'm your kid's worst nightmare. I'm your kid's worst nightmare. I'm going to tell them how it really is. And I was sitting there going, where does that come from? We don't have to be that way. We could change the world. So next week, that's what we'll be talking about. It's powerful, it's overdue, and it's going to open some hearts. As you go into this weekend, I want you to take one mindful moment for yourself. Let's go into this whole week. Maybe it's that steam shower, that quiet prayer, that deep breath before the next responsibility calls. Let it remind you that resilience doesn't come from perfection, it comes from practice. If tonight's conversation stirred up something in you, subscribe, share, and leave a review. Your voice helps the message reach others who need to hear it. You're not alone. I'm T. Marie, and this is Divergent Resilience, the collective voice. Until next time, stay grounded, stay open, and stay resilient. Look forward to seeing you next time. Please share.